She is a noted business consultant and entrepreneur. For 26 years, she's been a results-driven sales executive renowned for opening new global markets, defining corporate strategies, and coaching teams to targeted outcomes. Her unique experience and perspective with direct sales is something you're not going to want to miss. All right, everyone, please welcome Tracy Vlahos.
So much. Thank you. Well, what a pleasure it is to be here. And wow, the award ceremony. How many of you right now are inspired that next year you're going to be up here on this stage? Anybody? Yes, I know. Also, those watching, are you inspired to be up here next year, to be able to be a part of those awards? Well, here is what I know, is to be here on the stage with the awards. It is all about building your business, right? It is all about re-engaging customers. It is all about sales, and it's finding new and team building. Well, that is exactly what I'm going to be sharing here with you today. Now, before we get started, I'm going to share just a little more about myself. Just like many of you, I started my journey in direct sales 26 years ago. As a matter of fact, on September 14th, just a few short weeks ago, it was 26 years. At the time, my daughter Felicia there, she's in the yellow, she was 5 years old. And my son, yes, it's a little boy, is sitting there holding this little bag, was 5 months old. And now, here they are, all grown up, just like many of yours. They are now 31 and also 26. And I have one, thank you, right? Because so many of you were talking about your children, and I've met many of you who said, oh my goodness, I'm now second generation of Sunrider. I grew up with it. And I can completely understand that. But I will share one more thing, if I can have just a bragging moment, because really this is all about you. I was blessed with a granddaughter who's also 5 years old. And she is, thank you very much. And let me tell you, she is a pistol, is what I'm going to say to you. Anybody have a grandchild that's a little pistol? You know, I got to see some hands back there. That is exactly it. But what I will share is that in this 26-year journey, I have been blessed to be able to speak globally and work right alongside amazing entrepreneurs just like you. From a corporate perspective, but from myself, the very unique perspective of also team building, being a leader myself, and guiding a team. Now, let me just pause to say, because how many of you have at least been in the business for 26 years or more? Any hands in the audience? Oh, yes, I know. We have seen a lot. But you know what I love about entrepreneurship? Is that you are able to pivot and grow. I remember in the beginning, right? We only did face-to-face home parties. There wasn't social media, right? We spent hours together, right, face-to-face. And then all of a sudden, things pivoted. Women were starting to go to work. And when we got home and the garage door went down, we didn't want to go back out. So all of a sudden, we started doing things I will call like stop and shops, right? So on the way home, you could stop at a coffee shop, you'd have all your product, you'd be able to, do your shopping and connection there. Then over the years, social media came on. It was like, what is this, right? Like, what's a profile picture? What do I do? What do I post? So all of a sudden, videos and chats and everything like that. And then COVID. And wow, the world changed because we were so used to face, right? And being able to, right? And why was that? Know, like, and trust. We love that we got to know our customers, right? How many of you feel like, and you've watched your customers' children grow up, right? You knew exactly what was going on. Well, what I want to share here with you today is how can we still take that know, like, and trust, that ability of feeling like we have such a strong communication and be able to channel it into business today, Because we know, as I just said, it is all about finding new and re-engaging. But here's what I know about all of you already is that you have been able to pivot. It is about that customer journey. Where does he or she like to shop today? Where does he or she like to communicate today? Where does he or she like to be able to spend her time or his time today? So that is exactly what we're going to do. Now, how many of you, and I know the new product, do you love the new product? You were here, it was launched. My goodness, you can't wait to go home and share the new product, right? And look at all these amazing products that you have. Now, I will tell you, I've been blessed enough that since June, I've been able to take some of the product. And yes, I was emailing Alma as well and said, Alma, can I get more? Can you please? I can't live without it now. Oh, it's true. Oh, yes. But before we get into re-engaging your current customer, I'm going to ask you something. How many of you are friends on Facebook right now with some of your customers? Most of your customers, any of your customers at all? Are you friends with them on Facebook? Yep. Here is what I would encourage very quickly to do. Is just like before, we take their email address, right? We stayed connecting with them. But now our current customer base, and when you get current customers, you want to be able to connect with them on Facebook. Why? How many of you have already been on Facebook today scrolling? Anybody been on Facebook today scrolling? Anybody watching online been on Facebook scrolling? I know you have been. Oh, yes. Your customers are there and they're sharing what's going on in their life. They're sharing important moments. They've had a grandchild, something's happened in their life. That is where they're sharing. And so here, before I get into this is what I want to encourage you to do. And this is so important. Let's say you have 10, 20, 30 customers on Facebook or whatever that is. Are you ready? This is actionable. I want you to go home and pull that list. And then I don't care, let's just say on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, I want you to look up at least 10 of your customers that you are connected with. Go to their Facebook profile, see what's going on in their life, right? Like one of their posts, even comment, but even for yourself, because we're not together as much face to face, you're going to know what's going on in their life. And that's super important. We love connection, right? That's what all of us have been missing. I mean, how many of you are so thrilled after 3 years, you're here right now and you're connected, right? That's exactly it. Well, when we can't always do this, we want to stay connected because we don't only want to be able to reach out to our customers only when we have something new to sell them, right? How many of you also, when you post something, you like it when people like your stuff? You like it when somebody comments, yep, turn the front. It's so true. So when you're able to do that, there you are. You're building that relationship, even when you're not trying to sell them something, but you're also finding things out. So that is going to tee up what I'm going to share with you next. Now, listen, before we go there, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide, my fault. We already know, first of all, who our customer is. Let me just say this. We know they're health conscious. We know they're all about holistic health. We know that they are definitely toxin free. They love clean ingredients, anti-aging, right? The list goes on and on. So we know that we have solutions and products for them. And we know that everything that was just revealed here definitely falls into that category. Now, what I also know, because I asked, I said, what are some of your best sellers? Well, of course, these were some of your best sellers. How many of you take these products yourself or have customers that are on subscription? Yeah, go ahead. Be happy about this, all right? So I said, okay, here's the thing. How can we first re-engage our current customer base? Because a lot of times, now maybe this isn't you, but this has been me before and my team. So we'd get a customer on subscription and they have been on a subscription, matter of fact, for a couple of years. And so I hate to say this, sometimes we always didn't reach out to them because, right? We knew that they were on subscription. They've just been there. They're going to order it. We know that they love the product. And I don't know why, we just kind of don't always re-engage with them quite as much because it's just residual income every month. But those are the customers that can give us new customers, where we can get referrals, where we also can get testimonials, which then, of course, are going to lead into finding new, team building, growing the business. Because how many of you right now, hey, are we going to go on for another 40 years? Right? Absolutely. Now, I want to see a little more excitement to that. 40 more years? That's right. So when it's 40 more years, we got to do things a little bit different sometimes. And we have to be able to keep building those relationships and getting testimonials and referrals. Now, I'm going to get into that just a little bit later. But here's what I'm saying to you. I know that Fortune Delight is one of your best sellers. Would you agree? How many have customers? Fortune Delight, right? We know they love Fortune Delight because why? They love that it's antioxidant. It's clean energy. How many of you love the energy? Yes, I was very thrilled when Alma sent me Fortune Delight. I will admit this. And I started taking it and I wouldn't let my son take it. That's all I'm going to say. I know. I was like, no, I let him use, if you heard my testimonial, I let him use the skincare, but the Fortune Delight and Cali, he wasn't getting a hold of. I don't even want him to know it yet. All right. Well, but we also know it's anti-aging. So here's what I want you to think about, and everybody tuning in. Now, listen, this is just a script, and I always love to share words to say, but this is just high level. Think about it. What if you reached out to that person and you said, I know how much you love Fortune Delight and all the amazing benefits. I thought of you when we launched the pumpkin spice vegan protein. It also has anti-aging ingredients in it. It tastes amazing, and I can't wait for you to try it. I just made some breakfast muffins out of it. I'd love to send you the recipe. Now, right there, right, here's a couple of things I want you to think about. Pause. We could copy and paste this message, right? Hey, we're just checking in. Great. We know how much you love Fortune Delight. We tied in why they love Fortune Delight, why this protein is amazing for them, right? How many of you, though, have received that you felt copy-paste messages that felt spammy in your messenger or email? Anybody? Have you ever received those right here? Me too. And I just thought, I'll just say she just copied and pasted that for 20 or 30 of us, right? She didn't even really know. However, today, we love when people pay attention to us. It's all about, right, that relationship. But what if instead, all right, are we listening? We get into Facebook, into the messenger, and in the messenger, we left them a voice message. How many of you have ever gotten to Facebook and used Messenger, first of all? Let me just ask you that. Anybody copy and pasted your message? Yes? Up, hands back here, thank you. How many of you have used the voice where you can actually get in? Oh, a couple of you, oh yes, okay. You're my BFFs right back there. Well, I want you to know that there's a little microphone and that you can write in the messenger, leave a voice message. I will share something that I truly believe will change your business and the way you communicate today, right? How we've pivoted over the years. During COVID, I know here I was, I missed this. This is so great being here with all of you. And I missed that voice and all those things. So everybody I left a message with, I would get in there and I leave them a voice message. So what if this not being copy and pasted, you said, oh my goodness, hi Deb, I know it's been a while. I just noticed your daughter went off to college. Oh my gosh. First of all, they're hearing your voice and you're making it personal, right? I know it's been a while and I know how much you love the Fortune Delight, and you share some of this with them. Make it your own, right? I'd love to send you the recipe. Well, instead of a copy and paste, now you're using your voice, and now you've went to their page, you know something about that's going on and you've made it personal. I promise you, when you do that, it's so impactful. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, "Oh, it was so good to hear your voice, Tracy. Oh my gosh, it brightened my day to hear your voice." And when that started happening right at first of COVID, I was like, oh, wow. Like I did it because I just missed talking to people, to be honest. So I just didn't want to type. But I will share with you over the few years and sharing this message and in this particular action, people have said to me, it's made such a difference. I can connect with others. Yes, I have that email list, but I make sure I go out, Tracy. I make sure I'm connecting with them every week. I take so many of my customers. I look at their page. I see what's going on. I'm authentically connecting and understanding, and I get into their DMs. And let's say something is going on in their life that you see, unfortunately, maybe a loved one in the hospital or something. They're like, gosh, Tracy, if I wouldn't have known that, I would have never known. And now I've been able to reach out and leave a voice message with that. This is about relationships. This is about engaging and using the tools that we have today. So what I would encourage you to do is with every product, right? These are the easy parts. With every product that we have, especially those subscriptions, pull that customer list out, right? Tie together, why they're on it. Now, listen, Beauty of Pearl. Now, this is one I'm looking down here because I'm like, I really want this Beauty of Pearl. How many of you take Beauty of Pearl? I know this is one of your best subscriptions. Yep, over here. Why do people love Beauty of Pearl? I can tell. She's like anti-aging, skincare, hormonal balance, right? All of those different things. Well, here's the best part. I would be pulling that customer list to whoever Beauty of Pearl. Well, first of all, I hope they're on the skincare regimen too, right? Because we know no doubt, if they're on Beauty of Pearl, that's the internal, but they also need the skincare regimen without a doubt. But we know that anti-aging is so important to them. Well, now, again, you can screenshot this. I'm not going to read all of these to you, but you're able to reach out to them. I just want to be able to reach out to you. Is there anything else I can help you with? Make it very personal for them. But then say, I know how much you love Beauty of Pearl. I know how much anti-aging is important to you. I also know that what you put on your skin is important to you. We now have new products that are clean products. As a matter of fact, we have an incredible lipstick with no mineral oil. Do all of you know, I meant to look this up exactly. Now, a few years ago I did. Do you know, as women, we eat at least 8 to 10 pounds of lipstick a year? Did anybody know that? Right here, you did know that. So we know our customer base, it's very important what they put on their skin, anti-aging, that it's clean and toxin-free. Do we not say that? Oh my goodness. Well, we know that she is going to love the lipstick. We are going to reach out to her because we know that everything that it has to offer is going to fulfill a need for her. And while we're at it, she probably has granddaughters. She has daughters. The holidays are coming. Because you're going to say, can I help you pick out a shade? I'd love for you to try it. Because as soon as she finds out, right, no mineral oil, and you may even want to say, listen, I know as women, we're eating 8 to 10 pounds of lipstick a year. And I know how important what you take in is important to you and digest, right? So I'd love to get this for you. Matter of fact, the holidays are coming. Do you want to order a shade for your daughter? But this is how you're able to take your best customers, right? Your subscription customers, reconnect with them, use your voice and be able to connect. Now, I will also say, I gave it some thought, but to me, the Alpha 20C, it's the same thing. Immune health, it supports the endocrine system. Well, think about this. Why am I so picky about what I put on my skin? Because I know that everything I put on my skin, just like Dr. Chen said the other day, right, with soap, it affects her health. It affects her endocrine system. So I know if you're taking Alpha 20C, your immune system, your endocrine system is very important to you. You better believe I'm going to be reaching out and I'm going to share these incredible beauty products with you. This is how you're going to tie your supplement customers now to beauty customers, because guess what? They both are doing the same thing. Their health, their well-being, their endocrine system is important. What they're taking internally and what they're putting on their skin. You have solutions that people are looking for out there. So everybody that's even tuning in right now, I hope you are pulling your list. I hope you're going to start connecting, using your voice messaging. Get excited about re-engaging. Because again, that's also where testimonials are going to come and referrals, which again, we're going to talk a little bit later. All right, enough about all that. All of you are super savvy, right? You probably didn't need that, but sometimes even I need a little bit of a reminder. But let's talk about new faces, new places, shall we? Now we talked about our current customer base, re-engaging, getting them into new product lines, but we know the pulse of the business and to grow this business is always about finding new. So for me, being blessed enough to, just like all of you for many years doing this, every time I would launch a new product, just what I did, I'd say, oh, how are we going to re-engage our current customer base? Like, who of our current customer line is going to love this? But then I get really excited and I go, but how are we going to find new? Who are those new that perhaps maybe the supplements didn't speak to them before, right? But I have new products that I can share, and now I can build new customers, new team members, and keep this going. So this is how I always like to think. So when it comes to new faces, new places, I always think to myself, where online can I share and authentically connect to new customers, right? Where can I show up that I can help them with their need? A lot of people are looking for clean beauty. We all know that. It is a huge category, right? In person and also in my community. So let's start with community. Now, I know that many of us have done live events over the year, right? We have done all kinds of like craft shows. We've done health and wellness shows, right? How many of you have ever set up a booth, probably at an event before, right? To share the products? Absolutely. Well, here's what I got thinking to myself. Okay, I'm going to tell on myself. This past March, I turned 50. And oh, let me tell you, thank you, right? I turned 50, right? You just got to own it. What am I thinking? Thank you for that. But I will tell you, my skin has changed, right? What I could do before is not working now. And what I realized, there is a huge generation right now. They are looking for anti-aging solutions when it comes to beauty. This is an actual screenshot. I locally live in Arizona, and I took this, and these were 3 workshops locally, right? Age with Beauty, Age with Grace Beauty workshop, Age Gracefully Well-Being workshop, over 50 beauty and well-being. So I thought to myself, this is huge. I would be signing. So here's what I encourage you. Go home and start Googling what type of workshops just like this. Why? Every single person that's at that workshop, what does she want? She wants tips. She wants to understand. She's trying to age gracefully. So you're going to go to that workshop. First of all, you're learning yourself, but you're also ready to meet some new BFFs. Now, here's what I know about all of you. I've been here since Monday. I've done the lunches. I've done the dinners. You have no problem talking to anybody at your table and no problem making new friends. Am I right? You are. I will tell you this. You're the friendliest group, right? I have cried with you at different dinners. I've done all kinds of things. But here's the beautiful part. I would go home because we need to focus on new as well. Everybody attending there, you have a solution for them. But right, you got to build an authentic relationship first. You need to connect with them. As you're sitting there at these workshops, you know you're going to exchange numbers. You're going to follow each other on Facebook. All of a sudden, they're going to say, hey, what do you do? Right? Everybody always asks what you do. I always say, oh my gosh, thank you for asking me. I love what I do. Now, I'm going to pause here. Personally, I've got a passion to be able to help midlife women reset their metabolism. I feel like it's something that people are searching for today, and with hormonal changes and what we put on our skin is huge. So I always say that, oh my gosh, right? Thank you for asking. I get so excited to be able to share and so thrilled. I help midlife women be able to help reset their metabolism. Now for you, you're going to say something different. Oh my goodness, I love what I do. Thank you for asking. I help women age gracefully from the internal to the external. And I love being here in this workshop, right? And then you go on to what you want to say, because what are they going to do? Oh, well, tell me more. So if you're looking to find new customers, one of the easiest things that you can do is, yes, you can set up booths and do events. I'm definitely not saying that. But I would start being a part of workshops where you're sitting at tables and you're really, truly connecting with others. Now, I do want to pause for a moment and just say, next month in October is breast cancer awareness, right? Yes. And I know, being globally, it is something that is recognized around the world. And one of the things I'm very passionate about, of course, yes, is self-examination. Yes, of course, it is early detection. But one of the things I'm most passionate about, and I'd ask that you look this up yourself, as I was Googling statistics last year, statistics said that 85% of breast cancer is environmental. When I shared that with my particular audience and group of friends, they were like, well, what is that, Tracy? What do you mean? What can I do? And I said, that means what you put on your skin, what you digest. All of you know this. I don't need to tell you this. But guess what? You have products from skincare that you can educate women on, right? You can have your own workshop to help educate women about environmental toxins, about taking care of their health and the cosmetics and the lipstick. That is going to attract new. You don't think that your current customer base also is going to want to share with their daughter, their neighbor, or a friend? You're providing information and you're then filling a need and you're connecting in a way, but at the same time, you're finding new. And I always say it's about that know, like, and trust. You better believe you're going to be the expert now. So I want you to think, I know it's a new product category, because this is what I always think, right? From the pumpkin to also the beauty and maybe even the skincare. I mean, the skincare is fairly new, at least the pure, but these are ways to reconnect and give value. So let's talk about online, because I talked about your community, right? Where are we going to find new? How are we going to build a strong relationship with them? Well, I love statistics. And I had to pull this. And I want you to really pay attention there on the screen to the right. Do you see personal care and beauty? Do you see how big that category is? Right there, you're going to see this came from Global Wellness Economy. So you can take a look at that. The source was just in 2021, right? Because it's always the year prior. That is a huge category that people are looking for. Again, you have the solutions, right? I always say, you are not going to be the best kept secret. No. We need to get out there, because that's a huge category. And I want you to imagine right now, you're going to take a huge piece of that pie right there, because you have the best beauty products and supplements. I understand sourcing and ingredients. No, you should give yourself a round of applause for that. That's no lie. Believe me, a lot of people send things to me. I'll pause here a moment and I take a look at the ingredient list, and forgive me, it's crap, okay? And people are confused out there. They want a person they can go to that they trust. They want good products. If I'm going to spend money, you need to be taking a piece of that pie right there and getting out there and connecting. This is for you. Sorry, I get a little excited, right? Forgive me. But it's so true. Because listen, I'll say this. I have a feeling that your individual legacy is about impacting, first of all, people's quality of life. Am I right? One, there is no doubt. You're not sitting in this room if a part of something that you want to do is not impact people's lives, their well-being, their livelihood. All right? This is huge. And then, as I've always said, the impact of lives and well-being, but also financial. As I said, because that makes a big impact. Financial can mean a lot of things to people, $200, $1,000, whatever that is. But you have it, and you've got quality and a family. My goodness, sitting on this front row right now that is so passionate. I've been blessed. Thank you, Dr. Brew, and everybody for being able to, like, my goodness, take it. You know what I love? Can I just pause for a moment, right? Is that I love the passion and taking it to the next level, right? Taking this amazing product you have and going, oh my goodness, we're going to open this I'm a geek on manufacturing, and right, and formulations, and just you just keep building. You're not settling. They're not settling. They just keep building it up more and more and making it better. It's like, oh my goodness, you don't have to worry about that. Can we just give them a round of applause real quick? Seriously. I mean, it's incredible. And in this world, you have to pivot so fast. You got to keep on your toes, right? It's not always easy. All of you. Okay, sorry. Back to it. I know, and I'm even down to 4 minutes. See, they've got the little clock up here, and they know they need the clock for me. They already warned me. All right. But here's the thing that I want you to think about. Now, listen, I could have given you a lot of statistics, but look how important it is for the recommendation of someone they know when making a purchase. I want you to take a look at that. 92% of customers reported that it was a recommendation from somebody, right? Because let's be honest, you could go to a company website. They can tell you it's the best product in the world, right? Oh, it's going to be great. But what do? Oh, you go to the reviews. First of all, you're going to go to the review section. I want real people telling me, right? So this is where I say testimonials and reviews are so important, because that's really my friend. That's really their results. I believe them over the company website that of course is going to tell me that it's the best in the world. Now, you guys do have the best in the world, but they still psychologically want to hear from their friend. So I will pause to say that we're going to expand more over the next few months on making sure that we're getting those testimonials, those referrals, how you put those out there to gain new customers and different customers, because it's so important. But I only share this here to share with you, being online, right, in an authentic way is important to your business and building know, like, and trust. Now, how many of you shop online? Anybody shop online? How many of you use Google or Siri, right? Because you're looking up information. You just ask, hey, da-da-da-da-da-da. She gives you all the answers, right? People, right, even entertain, they build trust. That's where they're going. And they want to know, I'm fatigued, I'm tired, what do I do, right? They're searching. Those are the things, that's why you want to be out there, because they're online searching for the answers. They're in their Facebook. They really know, like, and trust their friend who says, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much better I feel, right? Look at me. They love that. It's important. All right. Now, as we start to wrap up here a little bit, I want to just talk a little about social media. All right. And then share with you what is next. All right. Here's what I'm going to share. When it comes to social media, and why I just said that pain points, customer referrals, and testimonials are important, is this. I'm going to pause here for a moment. I'm going to pull up this slide, okay? And I'm a geek when it comes to wellness and ingredients. Anybody else here in this room? Come on, I know you are, right? Sometimes I can share a little too much, and I can see people get glazed over in their eyes, and they're like, what are you even saying? Anybody else do that? You feel like they're like, oh my gosh, you just totally lost me, Tracy. I have been intentional, though. So here's an activity I started many years ago. And let's just talk about well-being here as we start to wrap up. But I thought to myself, what do people go to bed at night and only wish they could find the solution for? Because when it's a pain, it is something hindering you back. You spend money. You want it so bad, right? People, they're sick and tired, right, of not having the energy they want. I mean, how many of you are exhausted and tired or know people, right? They're like, man, I just want to be able to have more energy, right? I'm depleted. How about lack of sleep? How many lay in bed at night? They're like, I would do anything to be able to sleep, right? Their imbalanced hormones are sabotaging their wellness, but they don't even know where to go. So I'll just share one more thing with you as you're thinking about what we're going to be able to spend more time together, is that when you're sharing product, it's not about sharing all the incredible ingredients in the product, but it's focusing on pain point. So for example, here you can see, right? We know, just like the slim packs, bloating, digestive issues, right? My clothing feeling tight, I'm hand down, right? All those things. So when I talk about testimonials, think about when you stay connected to your customers and all of a sudden you're staying connected and they're like, oh my gosh, Tracy, you wouldn't believe it. I feel so much better. I'm actually able to put those pants on. You're like, oh my goodness, gathering those testimonials. But when you're making posts, it's about focusing on their pain point, just like this. Ugh, I used to feel so bloated, especially after I'd eat. I thought it was something I was gonna have to live with forever. I can't believe this is me now. You don't say anything about Sunrider. You didn't say anything about the product. But what do you think the posts are underneath there? The questions, oh my gosh, what are you taking? Oh my goodness, I feel that way too. So do you see, but we're gonna expand upon more, that when it comes to product, it's very important to gather testimonials and why we need to be able to stay connected to our customers and ask them to be able to send us before and after pictures so that we can share and be able to really go out there. Because believe me, so many women, and I mean, you don't have to raise your hand, right? Bloating and all those things is a big deal. All right, now we had several slides here. However, we're gonna go through these. I'm gonna go ahead and just skip through them because I wanna share something with you. And I wanna thank all of you. In June, I was able to speak at the Leadership Summit online. And some of you I even got to meet here in this room. They're like, oh, Leadership Summit. And I was so thrilled. Well, for the next 6 months, the first Wednesday of every month, hand in hand, we're gonna go through and we're gonna have training and build actionable items that you can focus on just for that month that helps you in finding new. I am so excited about it, seriously. Because like when we're up here, as I wrap up, here's what I say. The last 2.5 days, you've had a lot of information, have you not? Yeah. And I know so many of you are sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, my life's gonna change even out right now, right? Viewed. But then all of a sudden, you get home and you have so much. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to get the house together. I got to get all these things together. And now I've got this list of information. I'm like, where do I even begin? She's putting her hands in her. Yes, I see it. So here's what I want you to do. Listen to me. Get on the plane, go home, get life, all that you need to do, put back together. I do want you to go through your notes, highlight different things that you want to try. Choose one thing every month. What I want to do for the next 6 months is help you focus on that one thing. You know it doesn't change all at once. What if we could just focus on that one thing and do it well? So for the next 6 months, we're going to build upon those strategies that are relevant, current, that are for you, so that you can build the business that you want. You can find those new customers. You get to leave that legacy, all right? And the very last thing, so I promise you here, are you ready? We're going through these slides next month, all right? Don't worry about it. You know I get too excited. Here's the only thing I want you to do. Will you please screenshot this? All right. I want you in the next few days to write your goals down. But you're going to go to this website, and it is futureme.org. I want you to write a letter to your future self. Where's your business in the next 6 months? What's the scary thing, to be honest with you? All of you, I don't have to tell you, you wouldn't be here, right? We've done all kinds of scary things the last 26, 40 years pivoting. What are the things that you want to try that you've never tried before? Something that you've learned. I want you to date this, would you please, for March 6th. That's 6 months from now. It'll be the time that I'll do my last training, but it's also my birthday. And I want to know that on my birthday, that you receive this email or email you back with a note that you wrote to yourself. I know leaving a legacy is important. I know the next 40 years, but I know it's impacting lives. And I want you to receive this email in 6 months and be so proud of yourself and what you've accomplished, and that you know communally together that you've done this. I am so thrilled to spend the next 6 months with all of you. Thank you for welcoming me here in the Sunrider family. And I look forward to it, and thank you for everything you do.
Wow, let's keep it going.